Welcome back to the gun dungeon, guys. Sitting here, still cranking out on some tree hunted blackouts. The game plan is to get a whole bunch of these done so that I don't have to make any more for a while. But it's those 110 grain Varmageddon loads that I have a little short out showing the velocities. Pretty stout little rounds, but they're not anything close to overpressure or anything. Just giving me some good velocities for a good general purpose round. Like this load very well. But anyways, I just wanted to kind of recap on what I thought was some of the hits, some of the highlights of the 2025 SHOT Show. I didn't really get to talk a whole lot about my overall impressions of anything. Had a few interviews. I had a whole bunch of shorts come out. But some of the things that I really liked from SHOT Show, there wasn't a whole lot of like brand new, groundbreaking type stuff at SHOT Show this year. The Staccato booth was cram-packed, of course, with their new compact release, and they had some new stuff there. So I didn't really get to go through that very in depth because it was just too crowded. And I try to tend to go where the crowd isn't. But anyways, some of the things that really caught my attention this year, that CZ Bren 3. Now, as soon as that baby is on the civilian market, I'm going to get one of those. Just holding it and being able to manipulate it. Like it looks like it would be a lot heavier than what it is. Now, granted, I don't know if it'll be different when they release the civilian version, which the only thing available as of right this second is select fire models for military, police, stuff like that. Nothing in the US with it yet, but we're sure that's coming. When it does, I'll be all over that one because like I said, it looks like it would be heavier than what it is, and it's actually pretty light and feels great. Everything about it just felt amazing. I like that. I like that it has, you can remove the forearm, all that stuff comes off in one piece now instead of being all into the upper. So I don't know if there'll be aftermarket support for it or not, but really I don't care if there is or not because what's on it is great. Or handguard, I should say, handguard. But that was one of my favorites. Then I'm going to say that little 5.7 from Keltec, that with the rotating barrel and the no magazine thing. Now, the no magazine thing's kind of odd, but Keltec does odd stuff that oftentimes seems to work. And it holds 21 rounds. So, what in the world is going on here? We've ran into an oddity, so we'll see. This, I've never seen this before. I've got an oversized primer pocket. Let me try that. I don't want to, there's been some issues with this case before. I'm just going to toss it. That's what I'm going to do. We'll get rid of that. Brass bucket. But anyways, they do some odd things that seem to be fairly innovative and cool. Now, I know using stripper clips and no magazine or removable magazine isn't a new concept, but it kind of is in the self-defense handgun world. That's probably one of the smallest 5.7 handguns. Probably it is the smallest 5.7 handgun I've ever handled and that I know of being available. So if 5.7's your thing and you want to carry it, I don't know why 21 rounds wouldn't get you where you're going. The only thing that would kind of limit my desire to carry it would probably be the fact that most malfunctions are magazine related, which is one of the main reasons that I carry a spare mag, not so much for the ammunition, but for having a spare magazine that allows me to get back in the fight if I have a magazine issue. That would be one of the downfalls. I doubt I'm going to be carrying stripper clips in my pocket. I mean, you might, I don't know. But that one was definitely unique, and I'll probably end up getting one of those for sure. If for nothing else, just the oddball factor. I like odd stuff. The 7mm backcountry, I have a interview on that one. It intrigues me for what it is. Like, if I lived out west or something, I would probably be all about it. But you know, I don't personally have a use for that type of cartridge where I live. Like, I don't need that type of velocity from a 20-inch or 16-inch barrel. I can do everything I need to do with standard cartridges from a hunting realm, and that is a hunting cartridge. So it's very innovative, and I really think the whole increase in chamber pressures to get long barrel velocities from short barrel rifles is probably going to be a trend we see moving forward. We've seen it with the 6.8 by 51 military cartridge and their kind of oddball hybrid case situation they had. The backcountry uses an alloy case, which they say is reloadable. But, you know, I think that's going to be something that we're going to see a trend more of that coming in the future. If that trend hits into intermediate cartridges, that they would get more of my attention there. But for what it is, I think it's innovative. I think, you know, if you have a use for that, it would be a whole lot better to be able to carry a 18-inch barrel rifle around in the backcountry than say a 24-inch barrel and get the same performance. And especially the suppressor guys, they're gonna be all over that, I think. Who knows? But I think that was probably one of the more innovative and kind of new to the market type things that got my attention. Another one was, I can't remember the model number right off the top of my head, but the Fusion Firearms striker fired gun. It has the alloy frame, striker fired. It looks just like a Glock type deal. Like, it's kind of Glock 19-ish size alloy frame. It felt really, really good. Going to hit the market at a very competitive price. That one, I actually talked to Fusion, and they were talking about sending me one to review, so hopefully that takes place and I can get you all a better opinion on that. I'll definitely be interested in looking at that. They also had a 2011. It's in the video there as well. But there was I didn't get any video footage of it, but there was one thing that was pretty cool that I saw kind of tucked away. Not a whole lot of people got to see it, but it was a headrest safe for vehicles, and it replaced your standard headrest in your car, and it had a drop door on the side of it, and it had a safe, and you could set it to where you could have already the code punched in, so all you had to do was just open it and it was there. So like if you're driving, you could already have the code punched in, which access to that while you're driving is probably not going to be the greatest. But I just thought it was a cool concept. It's headrestsafes.com or something like that was their thing. You could probably Google it and find it. But I thought that was pretty cool. I saw that Sea Camp had a little booth there. Boy, that was pretty disappointing. Sea Camp, they had their little tiny, their little tiny 32s and, whatnot. But I don't know what has happened to Sea Camp. They used to be fairly prominent company. And they've kind of fallen off as of late in the new side of things. I don't know the history of what's happened with that company either, though. So I probably should have looked that up before I started this video. But yeah, there was a lot of cool stuff there. Not a whole lot of wow factor, brand new stuff. I don't guess. I tried to get as much footage of new stuff that I could. But it's a lot of black guns, a lot of AR stuff, a lot of stuff that was like minimal changes that was being promoted as a new, but it's still just an AR in my opinion. But there's a lot of that type stuff this year. I can't think of anything else that really pops out to me as a need. The HK CCP pistol, that one, that one was a really good handgun. It's just going to be pretty expensive, which is kind of HK's philosophy. It's going to be, I think they said like a $900 MSRP on it, which is high for a compact polymer frame striker fired pistol, in my opinion. But it felt good. The trigger felt really, really good. Everything about it felt good. If the prices come down, that would be something that I would consider highly. And you know, the next thing that I really, really like that's not really new because it's considered classic was the new line of the Smith & Wesson Classic No Locks. So they snubbed me for an interview twice, actually. So wasn't real happy with how they did me on that. I didn't even attempt to go back after that to get my interview. So, but I did want to have a conversation about the no locks, and I had some questions for them as well about what maybe some in-frame stuff or whatever. And I wanted to ask them what motivated them to do the no locks, if it was something that they finally started listening to the customers who had been complaining about these Hillary holes for 20 years now, or if there was some other motive, probably maybe a cost factor or whatever. I just kind of wanted to put them on the spot there. I don't know. I don't think they knew that was coming, but it was coming had they not snubbed me on the interviews. But there was also some changes from their standard, like the 36 had a ramped front sight. The new classic no lock 36 has a half moon front sight, and a couple other little differences between them. And I was kind of curious about, you know, why those changes as well. But I do like the new classic no locks. They look really, really good. They have the old school, you know, scoop style cylinder release on them. I thought that was cool. But it's not really new. It's old, but it's new again. But yeah, that's kind of where I was at with SHOT Show. There was a lot of cool stuff to look at. Again, nothing like super just popping out at me. I may be forgetting something. If y'all seen something that interests you, let me know in the comments, and I'll let you know if I got an opportunity to mingle with it or not. But anyways, just wanted to give y'all kind of my overview of what I thought about SHOT Show, what I thought about some of the new products rolling out there. Let me know what you guys think down in the comments about the things you've seen, and let's get a discussion going. Till next time, guys, stay tuned.